Well. Happy New Year to all those who are subscribers to this channel. I hope you guys have not lost the faith, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you have an even more prosperous 2023. And I just want to jump in and give all those who have stuck with Crypto Big Boss a real treat. Because I bet you've been wondering whether you should just run from crypto. You don't hear anything good about crypto. And it's just kind of sad because people are forgetting that there is real value inside of crypto and that there is actual utility in blockchain technology. And it doesn't matter how many times these blockchain evangelists, including myself, say this, people don't seem to get it, that this is the most disruptive technology that man has ever known since the creation of paper and pencil. So hang on to your hats. This is going to be interesting because today what we're going to be talking about is Janet Yellen and the debt ceiling, and what I think is an inextricably, you just can't deny that there's a relationship between what she says and the price of Bitcoin. And if you were wondering if and when it's time to get back into crypto, if you got out, now might just be the time. So let's talk about why that is. So I want to take you back to 2021, and I want to read some portions of a letter that was written by Janet Yellen. But first, we got to paint a picture and then see exactly what happened. So first of all, for many people that don't realize this, we've already seen this before. Okay, October 6th of 2021, there were a whole lot of different sites out there tracking the debt ceiling and everything because, here we go, Janet Yellen wrote this letter to the then Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and it reads as such: Dear Madam Speaker, I am writing to follow up on my previous letters regarding the debt limit and to provide additional information regarding the Department of Treasury's ability to continue to finance the operations of the U.S. government. In my September 8th letter, I explained that the Treasury cash and extraordinary measures would most likely be exhausted sometime during the month of October. Note, folks, right there. A letter she had written on September 8th explained that they were already in a situation where they had reached the ceiling and were using money that was set aside for extraordinary measures, and it would be exhausted sometime in October. Let's keep reading. Based on our most recent information, including tax payments associated with the September 15th deadline for third quarter estimated tax payments for business and individuals, I am now able to further refine that projection. We now estimate that Treasury is likely to exhaust its extraordinary measures in Congress if Congress has not acted to raise or suspend the debt limit by October 18th. Now, this is 2021 now. At that point, we expect Treasury would be left with very limited resources that would be depleted quickly. It is uncertain whether we could continue to meet all the nation's commitments after that date. While this is our best estimate, the federal government's cash flows are subject to unavoidable variability. For example, the government's daily gross cash flow over the past year averages nearly $50 billion per day and has exceeded $300 billion. As a result, it is important to remember that estimates regarding how long our remaining extraordinary measures and cash may last can unpredictably shift forward or backward. This uncertainty underscores the critical importance of not waiting to raise or suspend the debt limit. the full faith and credit of the United States should not be put at risk. Now, for many people, they may remember that I believe that the credit rating of the United States will go on to actually get a downgrade because of what was going on with our economy and hitting the debt ceiling. And I want to take a look at what the price of Bitcoin was on September 28th, 2021. Take a look at this, folks. Let's just go right over here. We're sitting on CoinMarketCap. Let's go to September. That would be 9/28. Look at where Bitcoin is. Bitcoin was already having a gain. But if we go all the way back to September 8th, she said she wrote a letter back then. She said something. It wasn't big news. And then all of a sudden, when this one hit, the next day, folks, look at what happened. Within 2 days, Bitcoin began to shoot up like crazy. And let's just take a look at the peak of Bitcoin, the highest it's ever been. That was November the 9th. So literally 2 months. If we go 2 months from her first letter, 2 months from her first letter, Bitcoin went to the highest it's ever been in history. We're talking a 66, almost a $67,000 Bitcoin. 2 months after Janet Yellen said, you folks need to do something about this debt ceiling or we're going to be in trouble. Now, as you know, Biden would go on to sign a $2.5 trillion lift of the debt ceiling in December of 2021. Let's take a look at this. So it says on December 16th, Biden signs a debt ceiling increase preventing the first ever U.S. default. Okay, $2.5 trillion. What most people don't know is that right after he signed that, let's look at what happens. Here is November. Everybody's getting scared. They don't know what to do. Bitcoin's so high. And then right on December 16th, let's look at it. Look at what happens to Bitcoin. Right here. I think that this marks the point where Bitcoin stopped growing. As soon as he lifted that cap on the debt ceiling by $2.5 trillion, Bitcoin began its unholy descent to where we are today, with a 16,000 or a Bitcoin below $20,000. Folks, history is about to repeat itself. Take a look. It's already repeated itself. Janet Yellen has once again come out and said that, hey, we're in trouble. The U.S. will hit its debt limit Thursday of next week. Start taking steps to avoid the default. Yellen warns Congress. Just like she warned Nancy Pelosi, she's now warning our new Speaker of the House. Here she is. Treasury Secretary Janet notified Congress that the U.S. will reach its statutory debt limit next Thursday and asked House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to either suspend or increase the debt limit. What happened the last time they did that? When she asked for this to happen before, we saw that Bitcoin soared to the highest point it's ever been in history. And then as soon as they set that cap in December of 2021, Bitcoin began to fall. How long did it take? Well, it took between, it took from September the 8th to the 29th or so, the 28th. It took, that was, we're all the way at November the 9th. So what's that? We go 1 month. That's October, and maybe a week and a half. So call it 40. Call it let's just call it 40 days. Okay, it's less than 40 days. We go from September 28th. Okay, let's just call that October 1st. 1 month, October 1st to November 1st, a month and a week. 40 days. It took 40 days for Bitcoin to go from 41,000 to 66,000. Folks, that's like one and a half what it was. 40,000 to 66,000. Okay, you can do the math. Is it possible that we're about to see the exact same thing? We've already seen Bitcoin start to go. It is already crossed the 20,000 mark like nobody cares. Okay, if we go and just look at the last 7 days of Bitcoin, look at this. This is crazy. It's already sitting here above 20,000. And the warning that it's going to hit next week, all this has happened in 1 week. The run up, this is happening much faster this time. Okay. So based on the research that I have done, I believe that it's going to move a lot faster this time. What do I mean faster? I mean, people have seen this before. People have been through this before. I believe what's going to happen is we're going to see the same kind of run up that we saw last time. I don't know if we're going to get to 60,000, but I do believe that we are going to see it go up at least 50%, just like it did last time. I believe we're going to see at least a 50% increase in Bitcoin. You can start it right back here. Where are we at? 50% puts us at 8. What is that? 8 plus 16, a $24,000 Bitcoin. Folks, we're already at 21. But because of the war and where we are, let's look at that. This throws a little monkey wrench. Let's go back to this. Things were different way back then. We didn't have a Russian-Ukrainian war going on where right after you lifted the debt ceiling by $2.5 trillion, you go and hand $1.7 trillion to the Ukrainians to fight a war. So I got to ask the question, where in the world it's almost like you just negated the whole $2.5 trillion limit, Mr. Biden, because we had to support the Ukrainians. We had to do what we had to do. Well, guess what? I don't think they're going to give the money back. Okay? The Ukrainians are not going to give the money back. They're not going to give the weapons back. The fighting's not going to stop. So now when you raise the debt limit, you really got the debt limit plus $1.7 trillion. And if the president 2.5 trillion is what we raised it last time, they do it again, you really got 2.5 plus 1.7. You're over. What is that? I mean, come on. 2.5 plus 1.7? What is that? 1. I mean, oh my goodness. You're like $4.2 trillion. If they did 2.5 trillion like they did last time, plus the 1.7 trillion that they just handed out, I mean, this is an unprecedented point in history. So it's not like you can just wave a magic wand and pull a rabbit out of your hat and get $4 trillion back. It's just not going to happen, which sets the stage for Bitcoin to go into unprecedented territory. Bitcoin could not just go up 50%, it could literally double inside of a month and a half. Look at what happened last time. Let's go over it again. Look at what happened last time. We were sitting here. Let's fan it out a little bit. Look at what happened last time. Here we are. There's September 24th. It took 30 days. I'm thinking within 2 weeks, we could see Bitcoin double. One, because we've actually seen this happen before. We've literally seen this happen before. So because we've seen this happen before, and because we understand that the debt ceiling has to be raised, they don't have any other options, I think the $21,000 Bitcoin is just the beginning. I think we're going to see easily, because we started off around 15, 16. I think we're going to see a $32,000 Bitcoin, and we're going to see it inside of 30 days. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. Once again, thanks to all those who have stayed with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.